Hello everyone, back tuning into the 11th Christmas 2018 update. So we've done 10 updates so far, and I haven't really had that much of a trend, although over the past couple of updates, last 2 or 3 updates, from around update 7 onwards, I think maybe we've been trending towards a more unsettled and milder westerly type pattern for Christmas. But it has been quite difficult to decipher the trend within the CFS output so far. We'll do update 11 for you in a moment, see what that one has got to say, and I'll tell you all about the model and everything else very shortly. Just to say that today's first video is having a look at the weather for next week's 10 days. You can find that video on the homepage. There's a range of options on the table for the next week's 10 days, including some very mild options and also some much colder options. So it's up for grabs really, I think, the early part of December. Have a look at that and see what you think. So we're going to start off again by having a look at the CFS V2 9-monthly forecast, website metroseal.fi. You can find a link to MetroSeal on the links page at Gazaviz and also in the description at YouTube. So the model is updated 4 times a day at midnight, 6 o'clock in the morning, midday and 6 o'clock in the evening. We always choose the midday run of the CFS 9-monthly forecast for no particular reason, but it's always best to try and use the same run all the time if you possibly can. So this was generated midday yesterday on the 25th of November. It's kind of like a 24-hour delay on these charts appearing at MetroSeal. So we're looking at a trend. As I say, we can't, of course, pinpoint down the exact weather on Christmas Day. It's too far away to be able to do that. It's still nearly a month away. So we're just looking for a trend of the time of the year, kind of like mid-December to late December to early January, trying to pick out the overall trend within the model output. So I'll get on with that for you right now. Just to say, you've got an Christmas shop to do at Amazon between now and Christmas, then please go to the Christmas shop page. It's get it from the green button that's underneath this video at Gazaviz, and the link to Christmas shop is also in the description at YouTube. So you just go to Christmas shop page, and then from there you can either use the search widget to search out whatever items you would like to buy from Amazon, or you click through the Amazon banners, go from Gazaviz to Amazon. And because you've gone from our website to their website, we get a revenue fee on the things that you are buying. And a big thank you to everybody for doing that. Again, for Gazaviz this Christmas. So we'll start off with the CFS V2 9-month forecast on the 10th of December today. So we've got low pressure out to the northwest of the UK with these blue and purple colours. That normally means that the polar vortex is pretty strong. Things are ramping up in the Atlantic. We do have quite a lot of cold air across northern and eastern and central parts of Europe, though. There's an easterly wind here that's coming in across much of central Europe, bringing cold air out of Russia. So it's actually a very cold scene across much of Europe. We're kind of like in a no man's land between the cold air over to the east and the much milder Atlantic air out to west. It's kind of like under a shallow ridge of high pressure, neither particularly mild, but we're not particularly cold either. So that's seen as how we're starting off here on the 10th of December for this 11th Christmas update. So we run through into the 11th and the 12th, and very quickly we establish these Atlantic winds. So we've got low pressure coming in from off the Atlantic, bring cloud, wind and rain in across the country as we move up to the middle of December. That's the 15th of December, with low pressure again out to the northwest of Scotland, bringing more wind and rain into west of Scotland. We have got some high pressure across central parts of Europe, and that's bringing up this slightly milder southerly flow, maybe in a very mild southerly flow into the south and into the southeast as well. Moving to the second half of the month, turn a little bit stormy there on the 16th. A deep area of low pressure rattles in to the north of Scotland. That brings gale force winds and probably quite a lot of heavy rain to Scotland, Northern Ireland as well. We're up to the 17th now with high pressure to our south and low pressure out to the northwest, and so this is bringing up a mild, possibly even a very mild southwesterly wind with cloud and outbreaks of rain up in the north. We carry on running through, getting closer to Christmas, and we get this really long fetch southwesterly here from the 18th to the 19th, so this is bumping up very mild air from the Azores. This is not what you want to see if you want a cold Christmas. You follow the isobars back and the air is originating from kind of like the Azores, maybe even from the Canary Islands, and so that would be lifting temperatures probably up into mid-teens Celsius there, and also quite windy with quite a bit of heavy rain up in the north also. Getting ever closer to Christmas, this is the 20th through to the 21st of December. Just starting to turn a little bit cooler. We've lost that long fetch southwesterly. We've replaced it with a little bump of high pressure. So temperature's probably lowering back closer to average. Although everything is still driving in from off the Atlantic. So it would still be relatively mild, just not as mild as it was before. And probably mostly dry down in the south anyway. Right, we're through to Christmas Eve, and it's all looking rather unsettled again. So I think there's going to be another Christmas update that favours more sort of unsettled westerly conditions. This is midday on Christmas Eve with the 11th Christmas update. Low pressure to the north of Scotland. We're bringing a cold front down across the country, probably pushing heavy rain through the country. And behind that, it's turning quite cold, actually. The air's coming out of Greenland. So showers will probably turn wintry across Scotland. But more significantly is the winds. Those are looking like damaging winds there across Scotland. A real northwesterly gale on Christmas Eve. And then that takes us through to Christmas Day. And this is how Christmas Day is looking for the 11th Christmas 2018 update. It's looking like another unsettled Christmas Day. High pressure is down to the southwest, somewhere around Portugal and Spain. Low pressure's up to the northwest. We're starting to introduce milder air from the Atlantic. There's probably some sort of weather front moving across the country, probably a warm front, bringing cloud and outbreaks of rain. I suppose as it hits the cold air, it's possible it might turn to snow across parts of northern Scotland. But basically, this is a mild chart for Christmas Day. Behind that warm front, we're bringing up very mild air again from the central Atlantic. So probably a cloudy, damp, drizzly sort of Christmas Day for this 11th update, with spells of rain and temperatures after a chilly start, possibly becoming very mild. That takes us through to Boxing Day, and Boxing Day continues to look very mild indeed. We're in this westerly wind, gale force winds covering most parts of the country. There's another weather system coming off the Atlantic, this time a cold front, probably bringing heavy outbreaks of rain in from the Atlantic on what would again be a windy but very mild Boxing Day. So this is another Christmas update that's favouring westerly winds and generally mild temperatures. Beyond Christmas, we go into this really quite unsettled spell of weather. We keep this unsettled spell of weather going, I suppose, would be better to say. We've got high pressure to the south, low pressure to the north, so we're remaining with a westerly wind through towards the new year. Always the driest weather down in the south. The wettest of the conditions would be in the north and west. That's New Year's Day. First day of 2019 has high pressure across central parts of Europe. It is trying to get up towards Scandinavia, but I don't think it's going to be able to do it. The Atlantic looks far too buoyant here, with low pressure out to the west of the country. Probably a fairly pleasant first day of the year, actually, with a reasonable amount of dry weather, and I would have thought quite mild too. So that attempt to get the high pressure at Scandinavia, that ends in failure as low pressure continues to move in through the first week of January. We keep that westerly onslaught going, so cloud outbreaks of rain with those areas of low pressure heading in through the first week of January. Always looking quite mild. This low pressure on a bit more of a southerly track. It's trying to pull in some colder air from the north, but nothing comes of that. The next low pressure moves into the north of Scotland, and off we go again into more westerly winds, gales at times, bouts of heavy rain as we move up towards the middle of January. We've got to the 16th of January, that's as far as we'll go. Still, the westerlies go on. So this isn't a particularly good update if you want a cold Christmas. It's about as far removed from a cold Christmas as you can possibly get. And I think that is increasingly now the trend within the CFS V2 9-monthly forecast. It's trending towards a westerly Christmas, unsettled, strong westerly winds, outbreaks of rain at times, maybe gales, maybe stormy even at times, but generally on the mild side. Of course, between those weather systems, you do pull down some colder air from Greenland at times, so we might time things just right on Christmas Day to get a colder northwesterly. But overall, the trend within the CFS at the moment is definitely westerly and mild and potentially a little bit stormy as well around Christmas. Of course, there's nothing to say that this trend couldn't change. So just because we've got to update 11 and we've got a trend towards a westerly, stormy, mild Christmas does not mean at all that that is how Christmas is going to pan out. We're still a month away from the time frame, or just a little bit under a month now. But we're basically around a month away from the time frame. And so there is absolutely no reason why this couldn't change in the next 4 weeks. So if you want a cold Christmas, don't be too downhearted that CFS is going in this direction at the moment. Last year we had quite a lot of cold Christmas updates, particularly the first half of Christmas updates last year. There were some real classics in there. And of course we didn't end up with a cold Christmas. It did come quite close to it, but the cold weather was generally kept on the other side of the other side of the North Sea, over across central parts of Europe. So we had a trend towards a colder Christmas last year, and that didn't come off. Maybe this year's trend towards a milder, stormier Christmas will end in failure as well. We should wait and see. And we'll do update number 12 on Wednesday. So come back on Wednesday for the next instalment. But that's all for now, and thanks for watching.